Welcome back to Seen It Before, where we're probably going to say something stupid about your favorite movie because we've seen it all before. I'm Danny.
Welcome back. So, interesting thing here. We are on YouTube now. This is our first YouTube video for our audio listeners. I'm Dan. Forgot to mention that. Yeah, right. So
Off to a great start.
Shut it. So, we are watching The Batman today. Very happy about that. And I cannot wait for this movie. I cannot wait for this movie. Been waiting, 2 years? They released that trailer, a year and a half ago, something like that?
It had to be, yeah. I remember.
It was a long
I remember
time.
watching it. I was on the toilet when it first came out. I'm just like, this is the best thing ever. Because I've been hyped ever since I saw the scene where Pattinson beats the crap out of that one guy.
Dude, he just
He's
kept
like,
going.
I fucking love that line, dude.
That was so cool.
Yeah.
And so, before we see this movie, what are some theories we think are going to happen in this movie?
I don't know. My main theory is that I don't think it's gonna happen, but I have heard rumors that maybe the Joker is teased in this. I would love to, who's it gonna be? Is it gonna be Joaquin Phoenix? Is it gonna be a new guy? Is it gonna be Cameron Monaghan? Who knows?
Yeah, no. So I think they may tease it, but I really hope they don't, because that's literally copying the Dark Knight trilogy.
Yeah, you're true. Yeah.
Right. I mean, it wasn't Riddler in Dark Knight; it was Scarecrow. But hey.
Yeah. But, I mean, I don't know. I would like, at the end of this movie, if the Riddler, is kind of like a Moriarty figure, where, he kind of, because you know how, you didn't finish Sherlock, did you?
No, I haven't finished. The Benedict Cumberbatch one, right?
Yeah, Moriarty dies, but then he comes back in sort of a way. He doesn't, it's hard to explain, but... He's a presence later on.
Don't make me leave.
And I want the Riddler to be that. So that's
okay. Well, I don't really have a theory. I've seen some spoiler-free reviews of this movie, and they're all saying very good things. I think we should give our own spoiler-free one before we actually get into the review. Don't you think?
Yeah.
Yeah? Okay.
Cool with that.
Well, one thing I did want to mention, I believe that I have in here is, okay, what are you going to be looking at closely in this movie? What characters or plot points are you going to be looking at closely? I'm
going to be looking at the Penguin, because I'm just going to be like, that's Colin Farrell? The whole time. He looks nothing like Colin Farrell. But in serious note, I'm probably going to be looking at any type of random characters, figures, letters, I mean. Because have you seen the posters? There's hidden messages on the posters.
Yeah, because it's kind of like the Zodiac, because that's who the Riddler is kind of based off of.
I'm imagining there's going to be some sort of mystery inside of the mystery that's a second, you can uncover it if you watch the movie closely or something like that. So yeah, that'd be cool.
Do we think it's going to be kind of like an origin movie? Is it going to be kind of a what's it called? A detective movie that we've never really gotten from Batman?
I would love an actual straight up detective movie, because that's what the movie's based on Seven. The movie Seven?
Yes.
So
Lucky Number 7. 7.
That's a good movie too. I love that movie.
I still haven't seen that.
Oh, it's so good. You should. But yeah, it's gonna be. I think it's definitely gonna be a detective. I know he's a young Batman, obviously, because he's Robert Pattinson. He's 35 or something. But he's definitely a younger, more angry Batman, which we've seen a little bit with Ben Affleck, but he's jaded angry. This is new angry.
This is rage.
Yeah, it's rage.
Yeah.
It's deep, he's angry about his parents.
I hope we don't get another origin of his parents. I really just hope we don't get that. It's so overdone in media today. So
I think Matt Reeves is smart enough not to do that.
You would think. I mean, hey, MCU is smart enough not to do the origin of Spider-Man. This is not the MCU, Danny.
We're in a new age of superhero. I think it's gonna be. I'm rooting for this movie. I really am.
All right. Well, let's get to a review. So, fair warning, we have our spoiler-free review before the actual review. So make sure you tune off if you haven't seen the movie yet. So,
yes,
we're back. That was a lot of movie.
Yeah, it was.
All right, let's do our spoiler-free review here. So,
it's 3 hours.
It's 3 hours.
It really feels like 3 hours.
It's a lot of movie, but the acting is very well done. All the
Yeah.
characters, all the side characters, they each did their job really well. And the writing, fantastic. I don't see much wrong with the writing. It adapts a lot from the Long Halloween storyline, I'd say, if you want to say that, right?
Yeah, well, like, so the Long Halloween storyline was this big kind of cacophony of every rogues gallery or character that's in Batman's rogues gallery is in that storyline, basically, or all the important ones, oddly except for Riddler, which is ironic.
We'll get more into that in our spoiler-filled review.
Yeah,
But yeah,
but yeah, it took a lot. It took a lot from Long Halloween.
Yeah,
And certain aspects that I don't think was needed, but
yeah, there's stuff that isn't needed in this movie, but there's definitely some stuff they could have cut down. But I think most of this movie actually was needed to tell the full story the way it was. So I think it did need to kind of be this long. Maybe some of the scenes not as drawn out as they were, but that's my take on it.
yeah, there's Robert Pattinson as Batman. I'd say, I don't want to say he's one of the best because again, it's a brand new movie, and I always do this with new movies.
We gotta process it a little bit.
I think he's really good. I don't really have any problems with his Batman. His Bruce Wayne, on the other hand,
it needs work.
It definitely needs work. He seems like just a weirdo as Bruce Wayne throughout the movie.
Yeah, you can't really differentiate him too much from Vengeance or the Batman. So, it is what it is. And that's our review on spoiler-free review. From here on out,
good.
It's all spoilers. So tune out if you want to, and if you have seen it, keep listening.
You were warned. Yoda dies, by the way.
Yoda dies. Oh wow.
Wrong franchise, I know.
Yeah, wrong franchise. Yeah, a little bit. Do you think? Okay, so let's start with characters. You want to start with Batman? Start with
Pattinson.
Pattinson. Yes.
Yeah, he's really good. I think he delivers his lines like he found a way to make the Bat voice like believable. I think, which is really cool because like he doesn't talk like where's the trigger? He doesn't talk like an idiot.
Doesn't sound like he has throat cancer.
Right, exactly. Yeah. But he still sounds intimidating, kind of like grumbly, and like you can differentiate that from Bruce Wayne's voice.
He's definitely got the mood of Batman. He's got the intimidation factor.
Yeah,
that is what is needed. The fear factor, if you may. That I'm not that. But you know how in the Arkham games there's like always this fear sense. Like he has that aspect to him.
Yeah, in this
movie.
Yeah, he definitely like. It's ironic because I think he's scarier than Nolan's Batman, who was the Batman of fear.
Yeah.
So,
and throat cancer. So.
Yeah, in Christian Bale's defense, the first in Batman Begins, it was pretty good.
It was good.
And then he just like full on hammed it up.
Campy.
It was weird.
Real fast. By Dark Knight Rises, it was real campy and real noticeable.
But I liked how they kind of like dove into like the meaning of Batman in this movie instead of just like him being like him trying to like live up to be the symbol that Gotham needs or whatever the hero that Gotham needs, but not what they deserve or some shit like that. But making him what he's fighting for a lie, because his whole thing is like I'm trying to avenge my parents who were like good at heart,
and then not always the best people, and especially in this movie.
Like, Thomas Wayne, he did they justify it with he made a mistake, but like still he hired a mob boss to take care of something. So
yeah, and then he got clapped real hard.
Yeah.
So yeah,
he got the clap.
No, he got the so. It's good. Well, not that. That's not good. But like the story, the way they kind of spun it was really well done. It was kind of drawn out though a little too much for my taste.
Yeah,
like the whole Thomas Wayne thing and the whole. I get it was like an unraveling type of deal that the Riddler was trying to do. So that's the kind of way they were editing this movie. So it made sense for what it was. All right, Bruce Wayne.
He's not really a character. really, in this movie. Like, you don't see him as Bruce Wayne too often.
No, and if you do, it's him like in the bat suit with his helmet off in a bat cave. So he's still technically Batman.
Yeah.
Like, there's 2 scenes, I think, outside of the movie where he's just Bruce Wayne, and it's when he goes to that memorial service of the church and when he's at Falcone's office as Bruce Wayne.
Yeah, and then we get like the backstory and everything.
That kind of reminds me of the Telltale games, actually, where you can choose to either go interrogate somebody as Bruce Wayne or as Batman. So it's like, oh, he chose Bruce Wayne cool. there. Oh, interesting. All right, so Catwoman. What do we think of Zoe Kravitz as? I always say Zazie Beetz, but I got it right. Zoe Kravitz.
Yeah.
She was rock solid, I think, as Catwoman.
I don't have anything wrong with her performance. Mm-hmm. I don't really like. I don't like the version of Catwoman that they chose to go with.
What's that?
Like, okay, so in the movie, she turns out to be Falcone's daughter. And then I don't know, and she's like, her whole motivation is that she wants to take down Falcone specifically because he's a dick and abandoned her as a child
and killed her mother, which she didn't know till the end.
Right,
but like she figured it, like he might have killed her, but then she finally got the answer she was looking for, and it's when it's like, no, don't do it. Yeah.
And I don't know. There's just something like Zoe Kravitz. Great performance. I really don't have anything wrong with her.
You just didn't like the writing, I guess.
I didn't. Well, because in Batman Year One, her character is lifted from Long Halloween in this movie, where she's Falcone's daughter. She like wants to get revenge and stuff. But in Batman Year One, she's just kind of like one of those underlooked people, and she's just a regular person who wants to kind of go back at society, she's kind of like a lot of other Batman characters. And considering what the Riddler is in this movie, he's like, he was an orphan. He wants to get back at people who and make a real change and stuff. All these false promises. I think she would have been a better character if she was like the Riddler, who also who understood the sentiment that he was saying, but also still being on the good-ish side with Batman. So she's kind of like the middleman between the spectrum of Batman to Catwoman to Riddler, you know?
That's a good point, actually. That would be very interesting to have seen that in this movie. Maybe it would have made the movie come together a little more. The movie came together pretty well, but I think that actually might have helped it a little bit. Well, I'm sure they thought of it, right? Yeah. But it's just...
They might have. Like, I don't know.
Maybe it just didn't fit with the tone they were going for.
I think it would have worked better. I think it would have tied way better than what they actually chose to go with, because I don't know, it just works better in my opinion. Okay. I forgot what I was going to say.
Well, you mentioned Riddler, so let's go on to Riddler.
Yeah, Riddler. Paul Dano. Oh, great. Yeah, I love his interpretation of this.
Yeah, he was wild at points, like unhinged at points, and I loved it. Like that one interrogation scene that you kept seeing in the trailer.
Yeah, the scene basically where they finally meet.
Where they finally meet, he's just kind of playing coy that like, oh, you're Bruce Wayne, aren't you? Which we think that he's thinking that, but he's not thinking that. He's playing mind games with us as trying to think what's going on here.
I don't want to believe that the Riddler is that stupid.
I know,
because like he did all this background research, and he's like the whole monologue that he's having is like Bruce Wayne. He's not an orphan. He has all the riches, and while an orphan means there's 30 kids to a bed or to a room, and like you have to live in squalor, and that's what an orphan means. But you're Batman though, so like you don't know. Or he's like we can watch him burn down too, or something like that. It's like. Bro,
I was like, what is going on with this scene? And then he started going all off the rails, like, or something like that. It got weird.
It was a good scene. But, like, it's funny. It's ironic because he's like, I thought you were smarter than that, Batman. When it's like, Riddler, I thought you were smarter than that. Yeah, it's right there.
Yeah, because he didn't find the carpet thing or whatever. That was the bombs that were under the floorboard, basically, like the locations of the bombs.
Right.
So...
but I still, that's, this is where the movie gets kind of redeemed for me, because it's like, sure, that scene's stupid, but it's like, we don't exactly, like, we get like the kind of offhand line in Christopher Nolan's movies where, like, once Batman's here, he attracts all these crazy people. We haven't actually seen that from the villain's perspective, being like, you inspired me, like, I genuinely thank you. I thought we were on like the same wavelength, because like, you beat the shit out of all these criminals and you make a real change. I'm trying to do the same thing, but like taking it to the heart of the corruption. And nobody, I guess, Bruce or Batman isn't really that good at like getting the message across that he wants to do it the right way instead of blowing everyone up. So I just thought that was cool. Or like, he's like, Riddler found like the inspiration to be the inspiration to all the other nut jobs.
It's kind of like the Joker, like in Joker, like the inspiration to the anarchy and the unhinged kind of madness.
Yeah, it's like Riddler misread what Batman was trying to do. He thought he was like a Joker type. And I just thought that was really interesting.
It was. Yeah, it's like, you and I could do this together. And I was like, wait, what?
Yeah.
Whoa. Yeah, it was strange. And, all right, last character. Let's go to Jeffrey Wright's interpretation of Gordon. Like,
lower key than like Gary Oldman's interpretation.
Definitely lower key, but he had some lines. He had some pretty good like lines in the movie.
Yeah, I like how they're more buddy than the other times that we've seen them.
Yeah,
like he he was just like, you're gonna have to punch me to get out of this police station. He's like, you could have at least held back.
Could have pulled your punch.
He's like, I did.
Like, they have a really good banter back and forth and everything, and that kind of worked. It broke up the tension, I guess, a little bit in the movie. Yeah,
like it's fun to see like kind of like a little bit of lightheartedness in such a dark, dreary movie.
It's a very dark, dreary movie. My gosh. All right, let's get into that a little bit. Let's get into how dark this movie actually is.
How Dark Knight. I have to make a pun.
I'm just gonna stare at you until you get uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, no. So it starts off with the subway, I guess. Let's start there at the subway scene where we are introduced to Batman, and it's that trailer scene that we all saw in the beginning where he's like, I'm vengeance.
Yeah.
And it's like, it's so good. It's like, oh, there it is. It's real early on in the movie.
So I think I was telling you in the car, and I'm like, because I heard that that scene was originally, it was supposed to be Batman, or the guy asking like, who are you? And he says, I'm vengeance, beats the shit out of him, right? But then Robert Pattinson came in and was just like, what if we kind of remix this? What if I beat the shit out of him first, and then I said, I'm vengeance, into his face while he's like dying on the ground? It turns out to be the better choice.
It's a little more gruesome and grim, and it fits this movie perfectly.
Yeah.
So,
and again, going back to, like the crazy guy, or like, the message of Batman in this movie, what he's trying to be, and what he turns out to be is, he says he's vengeance, but other people take that the wrong way, because then they want to take that against innocent people, and they just don't get the message. But so like the crazy guy up on top of the ledge, the fake Riddler guy, or one of them.
Next part I want to talk about is honestly maybe that scene, because there's so much in this movie I forgot most of the first act. I honestly forget most of that first act. Well,
the first act kind of consists of just like all the Riddler murders happening. So like first you get
the mayor.
Which I didn't know was the mayor. I thought it was Thomas Wayne for a second, because like he's playing with his kid up in the it's like, father son thing, like it could be Thomas Wayne, and he's.
I think that's what they were trying to go for. It's like, this might be Thomas Wayne.
Yeah, so I thought they were kind of trying to rewrite Batman's origin story for a second. I'm like, you can't do that.
Hold up there, buddy.
Yeah. But I do like the fact that like, that whole scene is like scary. I'm not sure.
hard.
He kind of pops up in the background.
See, I didn't notice that.
You didn't
See,
notice?
that's one of the things I missed because I saw like his angle at one point. Then it's like, oh, he's behind him. I was like,
Yeah.
wait, when did he get there?
No, he's literally like if you can see like an outline of like his glasses and his mask
See,
and stuff.
I didn't see that.
It was so cool. I'm just like, oh. It was like one of those Hereditary moments when like the mom's in the corner of the room. It's like,
I guess
shit.
that's what I'm gonna have to look for on my second watch tomorrow.
Yeah.
There's things like that I probably missed in this movie, and I kind of want to go back and see if there's more of those.
Yeah.
throughout. And obviously the Riddler takes a lot of inspiration from the Zodiac Killer, and
Yeah,
like,
we actually-
the ciphers and everything.
We did Zodiac.
We did.
So
do
you
Zodiac.
know
we don't,
sort of experts.
I don't really remember Zodiac. That night was a blur.
Yeah, probably not the best movie to get drunk to.
No, it's also another 3-hour movie by itself. Anyway.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, well, that movie's about obsession. This one's about vengeance.
Vengeance. That's a theme in this movie. Like vengeance is brought up so much.
Yeah.
I mean,
okay. Now that makes me think. Maybe that's why they chose to do Catwoman that way, because she wants vengeance against Falcone.
yeah, this movie's all about vengeance.
Yeah.
So
Interesting.
thinking light bulb. All right. So let's see here. All right,
So-
my phone's upside down. Anyway, go ahead.
The second death is the commissioner. Is it Commissioner Loeb? Is that who we're supposed to?
Again, I don't remember much from the first half. I don't even remember that murder.
Oh, he was the guy with the rats.
And who's
He
the
got
rat
he
guy?
got like eaten by the rats.
Yeah, that's right. He was
know?
the rat guy.
Yeah, he was real quick. He had a press conference real quick, and then he's dead the next scene.
Then there's the whole thing with the rats. I go, who's the rat? That was a big theme throughout the whole first and second acts. Like, it's gonna be the penguin, and then it doesn't turn out to be the penguin because he's not the right bird they're looking for. Because a falcon is also a bird, Falcone.
I don't listen. I don't really understand the whole thing behind that. I don't understand the mechanics behind that whole Thomas Wayne died.
Mm-hmm.
The Wayne Fund was donated, an open donation, and all of the corrupt politicians and police officers and court judges, they all wanted in on it, and then Falcone was also doing that too. But then he somehow got the upper hand on them, and then he made them puppets. I don't understand that.
I was half paying attention to that point too. Like, because at that point, there's so much had happened. I was like, whoa, this is a lot. So I don't exactly remember the specifics of that deal either.
Yeah. It just felt really anticlimactic to me. First of all, just like, this whole build up of like, who's the rat? And I'm thinking, are they going to like make some random villain like that I don't remember? Like, you know what I mean? But it was just Falcone, and I'm like, okay. Wait, so he ratted on his criminal organization? Is that what? But I don't understand, because the Riddler doesn't like the corrupt politicians. He doesn't give a shit about the criminals because he is one.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe there's some sort of explanation that I'm missing here.
I think I'm missing it too, so you're not the only one.
Well, you're watching it 2 more times. So.
Yeah, 2 more times this weekend, yeah. So let's get back into the long Halloween thing quickly while we're at it. Let's go a little more in depth than what we did in the spoiler-free review. So give us a recap of that. So it's a bunch of villains on this night in Halloween, except for the Riddler, ironically.
Yeah, so it's hard to explain. It's a very long, spanning story.
So just give us clip notes.
There's a killer who's attacking the Falcone crime family, like one member at a time, and he only kills them on holidays. So the first one's Halloween, next one is Thanksgiving, next one's Christmas, New Year's, so on, Valentine's Day, so on. Batman this is the first kind of time he's gonna be a detective. So he's trying to piece all this stuff together, and there's twists and turns. And in the meantime, since it's such a long, spanning story, some villains get out of Arkham Asylum, and then he has to kind of have like mini boss fights with them.
Okay.
All the while, Harvey Dent is trying to do it through the legal system to figure out who Holiday is, while also taking down the Falcone crime family. So it's kind of like everyone's kind of fighting everyone in some sort of sense, and then Batman's just trying to figure all this shit out, and then Gordon's just being there, just being Gordon.
So that is very similar. There's a lot of similarities in this. Like young Batman, this is his second year as Batman, basically in this movie.
Mm-hmm.
So and then he's literally trying to unravel this Riddler mystery that's going on here, kind of like Calendar Man when he's doing that. So
this story is more directed at Batman. The Long Halloween is more or less just like just attacking the crime family, and Batman is just kind of like part of working for the police. It's not. It's you know what I mean. He's not like the main focus of the story.
Okay, and that's what I agree. I don't think this is really a Batman movie.
No, this is more about
the Rogues Gallery.
Yeah, this is more. It's a lot of ways. It's like an origin story for everyone, or just introducing us to the world. And it's like
a lot of world building in this movie.
Yeah, I mean they do tell a story. Don't get me wrong, but Batman does take a back seat at sometimes. Especially even the Riddler takes a back seat for like towards like
half an act.
Yeah, basically because he's just not doing anything, and then it turns into like the Bruce Wayne, like once, I guess at the midpoint, I'm going to assume, once Bruce Wayne, Thomas Wayne's misdeeds are shown to the world, he kind of takes a back seat and Bruce Wayne has to kind of confront Falcone, figure all this shit out, and then it kind of becomes a Falcone story from there. Yeah,
and it's the story within a story. It's just, that's why this movie just had a little too much going on, I think.
Yeah.
Not in a bad way. Not in a bad way at all. But it's making me forget a lot of things, little details. So it's a good thing, I guess, because it makes you go back and watch it and find out more things that you didn't pay attention to the first time. So yes, that's good. Let's keep going. I'm not going to get on that spiel just yet. Let's go to one of the better scenes of the movie, the car chase between Penguin and Batman.
Right.
So Batman and Jim go to this stakeout, whatever that the Penguin has. I don't know. It's about money.
Yeah,
who's
they're
money?
just making a drug deal.
Catwoman's money or something like that. Like she wanted to steal
Falcone's money because Falcone's daughter. She's like, he owes me this.
Yeah, that's also in the Long Halloween.
Right. Yeah.
So yeah, then Catwoman shows up unexpectedly, and he's like. And Batman's like, oh, shit. She can't be here.
Yeah, it's like things just got complicated.
Yeah.
And yeah, they did.
He gets shot up pretty good at one point. Like, he was on the ground, Batman.
Yeah.
And then...
He gets shot a lot in this movie.
It's brutal how much he gets shot.
Especially that one at the end where he just gets like a shotgun to the chest.
Dude, that was like point blank, shotgun to the chest. Like, he was like heaving. He's like...
Yeah. I'm glad they included that because... But that's later. But what
all right. So yeah, he gets shot. Penguin's going around the car. He's like, "Who is he there?" He's not there. And then we hear the hum of the car. Oh baby, that Batmobile. It's a muscle car. That is a dope ass muscle car.
Yeah.
And yeah, then it just ensues in a car chase in the rain on the highway, and it was wild.
Yeah, very energetic and. Batman was actually like scary. Like he's very intimidating. Fear. That's his whole thing. And especially when Penguin's upside down in the car once he crashes.
Yeah, he's walking towards the car menacingly.
Yeah, and I love his walk in this. Where they ham it up, but it's so good.
I laughed really hard when he actually bent down and looked down at him. I was like, that's so stupid.
Yeah,
Don't do that.
Like the shot looks good, but I can only imagine like he's like ass up in the wind. He's just like. You know what I mean?
The shot looks good, but it's like, you didn't need to include that. You could have just ended it with the feet shot right there.
Yeah.
I mean, like Tarantino would do. But, I don't know. You could have cut it there. I didn't need to see his face, like, peering down at Penguin.
Fair enough.
Like,
yeah, I do notice a lot of Matt Reeves' I guess...
style.
The only way that I can describe it is, like, the filmmaker in him. I just noticed this with a lot of like filmmakers. They have really long drawn shots of just stuff happening, but like not happening. You know what I mean? Like it's too long.
Like the panning shots of the skyline in the Dark Knight movies.
Yeah, like it's a lot of like the shot itself you need, but you don't need it to be that long. Like when I especially noticed that when he's pulling the kids out of the wreckage at the end of the movie, and he's got the flare, and like
got
it's
us
just
going
like
ahead of
slow
this again.
motion, him pulling them, and it's like we spend like 2 minutes of him pulling people out. That we just need to get the information that he's pulling them out. So like a lot of shots go on way too long, and I think it's just like the filmmaker instinct in him.
I agree. There were a lot of shots that, they dragged on way too long.
And I don't know, maybe
the car chase did not though. That car chase was bueno. The trailer shot of it jumping into the fire.
Yeah, well, which they did that for real.
Yeah, that was so cool. That must have took like strategic planning, especially in the rain. Like,
Yeah,
dude.
Yeah, I don't even know how you would tackle that. There's a lot of stuff where I have no idea how they do it. Green screen.
Probably not. Probably actually.
This movie looked really practical too.
It was a very practical movie, I think. There was probably, like, a lot of Gotham probably wasn't because it was shot in London, so a lot of London had to be kind of digitally altered.
What was that, like, is that shot, I'm not sure if they built a set or something, but, like, it was really cool. It was, like, this shot of, like, it looked like Times Square, but it wasn't.
Yeah, I don't know.
It was, like, where they kind of, like, went around it.
Yeah, I don't know where they shot this.
It's really cool. Like, I had a bunch of monitors and
There's,
stuff.
like, the Gotham Square Center or something like that. Like,
oh, yeah, it was, like, definitely Madison Square Garden.
Square Garden. That's it, the Gotham Square Garden.
Yeah, it was like...
It's just like, okay.
It's not even trying to not be New York.
I thought it was supposed to be Chicago. I thought Gotham was supposed to be Chicago. I really thought that's what it was supposed to be.
I don't know. I mean, Nolan's version is definitely Chicago.
Well, yeah, they shot it in Chicago.
Yeah.
So,
but I don't know. I like, and this is a cool thing. I had this idea where, like, we have such a different so my two favorite superheroes are Batman and Spider-Man. Those are two drastically different superheroes, both taking place in New York, basically. You know, in like big cities.
Yeah, but they also both have good morals. Just one's darker than the other.
Yeah, but that's what I like. So it's really cool that you can tell these stories with the same archetype, but like make them so different, and make the cities different characters. You know what I mean? Like in Spider-Man 2, for example, the city of New York is a lot lighthearted and, like, I guess for lack of a better word, normal. Not than like the Gotham City is in this movie.
Yeah.
Where, like, this is like very like everyone is shitty to everyone. like does anyone sleep? I wonder.
Yeah.
You know, like I always wondered, like, Batman's sleep schedule.
Doesn't.
Yeah. Nocturnal. Well, he said like 2 years of nights turned me into a nocturnal animal.
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty freaking accurate, man. Not gonna lie. And all right, let's move on from this to the next. What's another good scene that we after the car chase? I mean, I guess there's the end scene. I mean, I can't really think of anything else between there. There's the meeting scene between Falcone and Bruce Wayne, which was kind of cool.
I thought that was really cool because it's like that's when you kind of Bruce's whole world and image falls from him because he's like, well, guess what I've been fighting for is fucking nothing, you know?
Oh yeah, Alfred got blown up. Forgot about that.
Yeah. I don't know. Alfred wasn't really a character in this movie.
No, he wasn't. Like, but it did. I was like, oh shit!
I do like
they're gonna kill Alfred.
I like what they hinted at, where like Alfred trains him and like he's like the
Gotham
guru.
Show.
Oh, that's what happens.
Alfred trains him in the show Gotham. Yeah,
that's kind of cool.
Yeah, that was one of the aspects of Gotham that was really good. So,
I never watched that show. I thought it was too campy.
You know what? Hey,
I just thought it was too goofy.
It got darker as the seasons went along.
Well, that's good.
I mean, it's more about the villains actually than Bruce. Bruce isn't even in every episode. It's Jim Gordon and the Rogues Gallery.
Yeah.
So it's pretty cool.
I just didn't like what they. I don't know. Yeah. I like my Batman dark.
I like my Batman
dark and serious. That's my kind of Batman. Like
okay.
This is kind of like this movie's kind of right up my alley.
So no Adam West.
No. I have respect for him, but it's like that's not Batman. You know.
Oh man, this movie was very much a detective movie as well.
Yeah.
Like, as we kind of mentioned in the intro, like what kind of movie is this going to be? It was there was a lot more detective stuff that we haven't really seen in previous Batman movies. Him actually like looking for clues and looking for all these answers, and it was it's kind of what you want to see from Batman too. Like
you get to see him work.
Yeah, you know? Like in the Arkham games, we do that all the time. There's the mini games and stuff, and even in I guess the Telltale games do the same thing, but never the movies. Mm-hmm. This is the first movie I think we really see that, and I really enjoyed it.
Yeah. Small gripe.
Okay, what's your gripe?
Well, the more that I think about it, the less believable I can take Bruce Wayne to be the greatest detective. You know what I mean? Batman might be the greatest detective in the world, but like, what about this orphan boy who learns karate and dresses up as a bat at night makes him a good thinker? You know? There's nothing that indicates that he would be a good thinker. Like, he doesn't like, you don't ever see him like studying.
He's had time to contemplate vengeance.
But it's like, how does he know, like, you know, like what does a dead man do, or what does a liar do when he's dead? He still lies. Or he lies still, my bad.
Lies still, yeah.
Yeah. How would he know that? Like, is he just like, there's no history.
He's a liar. It's like, I'm a liar. I ain't calling you a truther. Oh God.
I don't know. I just don't get.
Yeah.
I don't get where Bruce Wayne Batman would. It's not believable to me. So
okay.
And it's a fucking comic book, so I should take it with a grain of salt, and I should just go with it. But some things, I don't know.
Some things,
you know, in some ways, he could be a Gary Stu. Because everyone, that's the same things with Ray.
Okay.
Being like she's a Mary Sue because she's just so good at everything. Batman's just so good at solving riddles for no reason. I don't know.
Let's do a little cut it right here. A little cut it segment. Is there a scene from this movie that you would cut?
Yeah, I would cut everything with Catwoman. Well, Catwoman and Falcone. Okay. I don't like that storyline. I think Catwoman's better than that. She's a better character. And she's better when she's more mysterious. And we find out everything about her. And then especially like such a, you know, I like the idea of her not being a special person connected to anybody and still being like this just random cat burglar.
It's just this figure.
Yeah. I like her, like, you know, establishing Bruce Wayne is somebody. But Selena Kyle had the opportunity to not be somebody and still be Catwoman. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I just don't like that storyline. And she's done way better in Batman Year One.
Well, not everything's Batman in Year One. No.
I know. They went a certain direction. I disagree with it. That's all.
No, I agree. They definitely could have cut that, but that's not the scene I'm going to go with. Mine is the dumbass scene they decided to do at the end of the movie with, so you got Riddler in jail, chilling, and then there's this person talking to him in the cell over, blacked out side of the face. You can't tell who he is, but you can tell who he is. He's the fucking Joker.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, they're repeating the Dark Knight trilogy, aren't they?
Yep.
Don't do that. Please. Yeah,
he's
just, it is, what's his face from Eternals?
Barry
Keoghan.
Keoghan.
Yeah. So, like, that's something that was hinted at in the last, like, few months that he possibly is playing the Joker in this movie.
Listen, he's not. I don't think he's going to live up to Joaquin Phoenix or Heath Ledger or Jack Nicholson.
Might pass Jared Leto.
Yeah, Jared Leto's easy. He's awful. He's fucking terrible in that movie. I hate his portrayal. No, but you know, no, I can't even say that. I was gonna say like it kind of fits this world. No, they got more serious in this world, and they did. I think they did the Joker good as the Riddler. Like, what other differences other than they could make him legitimately insane, but I don't think they can make him smarter than the Riddler.
Yeah.
Other than, you know, just him figuring out Bruce Wayne's identity, which is fucking right there. But, you know, like, I mean, maybe they could surprise me. But it's like I've seen Heath Ledger's portrayal, and the writing up behind him was really good. So, and he obviously was great in it.
The thing is, Matt Reeves definitely did his homework on these characters, and I really appreciate that. And I think he gets all the characters really well, especially Riddler, Batman, not necessarily Bruce Wayne.
I think that might be more Pattinson's thing than
but the writing behind Batman, Riddler, and honestly Catwoman's motivation was really well done. So I think there's definitely a way that they can do the Joker pretty good.
Yeah, but I just don't see it as being Barry Keoghan.
I don't either.
You know?
But we got, another 2 or 3 years before the next one comes out, so...
Yeah, I mean, I definitely want a sequel. I want to see where Batman goes from here. I want to see Batman truly be like the symbol of Gotham. Like, the Dark Knight trilogy sort of gave us that, but not really. It's not an extended amount of time. It's my same kind of gripe with the Avengers movies, where they have this great first movie where they establish the character, right? And then in the second one, he falls, and then the third one he gets redemption.
Yeah,
but like we barely got to see him be the symbol of Gotham for a period of time. We got to see him, you know what I mean? And so like I got kind of worried at the end of this movie when he's like, maybe this is over. Maybe Batman is over. And I'm like, you just fucking started.
Well, the thing is, because he thought he was going to get caught. So, like, he thought Riddler's going to reveal his identity. That's what I think he was worried about at that one point. Because, like, I get that. Like, oh, maybe it's over. You're a good detective, Jim. Or you're a good cop, Jim. And, like, saying goodbye to him, basically. Because he didn't know if he was going to be his identity revealed or not. Because Bruce Wayne would end up probably going to jail at that point. So,
yeah. I just think...
I get it.
I think they play fast and loose with Batman's dedication, because like in the Dark Knight trilogy, he wanted to throw in the towel after 2 years. Batman's just getting his start in year 2. Batman would a veteran cop, like a regular old cop, would have a career of spanning 20 years, 30 years.
Yeah,
and Batman is like, I guess, the ultimate cop. But he's a vigilante at the same time. But
the world's greatest detective, Danny. Come on. I hit my chin on my mic.
I want to see him have more adventures, and learn about Gotham as a whole. I want to see Gotham change, first of all, because we haven't seen Gotham get better. You know what I mean?
I don't think Gotham ever gets better. First of all,
maybe that's the cruel irony of Batman. But like, I want to see something. I get tired of it makes for good stories, but I get tired of seeing every movie be like, we need real change. All these politicians are corrupt, and they solve a temporary solution, but there's always going to be corruption later on. If that's the cruel irony of this that they're going for, more power to you. But if we keep seeing that story over and over and over again, I want to see something different. I want to see actual progress be done and see what the world would be like if Batman truly accomplished his mission. You know what I mean? But after a long time, like a believable amount of time to get him there. You know?
Yeah. No, that would be definitely very interesting to see. I don't know if we'll ever get it, but it is what it is.
I at least want to see a Batman franchise have more than 3 entries. Because I want to see him fight fucking... I don't know.
Okay, all right. Okay, let's not. Let's get.
You know what I mean? Topic. I want to see him fight his rogues gallery.
I get it.
You know?
I get it. Let's get to the final act of the movie. So let's go with that final battle scene. The Riddler, the plan with the bombs around the waterway was discovered by Batman, and boom goes the dynamite. The floodgates open and start drowning the city. So now everybody's heading towards the Gotham Square Garden.
Yep.
And
corrals them all in one place.
Mm-hmm. And then there's all these other Riddler minions.
Yeah.
On top of the
which I thought
the video board or whatever.
I thought wasn't so good commentary, but
it seemed like it was the Vegas shooting.
Yeah.
That's what I thought too. That's immediately what I thought.
Yeah, and like that, and like it's calling out the people who are in love with like the mass shooters, who find them attractive, and like want to follow them. Mm-hmm. I just thought that was like very heavy-handed, and you know, I don't know. But also in that scene, the mayor-elect, she goes out. She's like, I'm going to do the right thing. I'm going to try to calm everyone down. I'm like, and I called it.
And
she
gets shot.
She's like, I hope she gets fucking shot. She needs to learn a lesson.
She didn't say it.
She's in a high tense or high end. What's
they also teased it too. That like the guy who had her in the crosshairs too.
Yeah,
like she's gonna get fucking shot.
Yeah, she fucking deserved it. Jim Gordon told her, like, listen, this is a hostage situation that, you know, there's
and then he sees the shot, the scope. He's like, oh shit.
Yeah.
And then boom.
Yeah.
So
good.
She gets
she
shot.
didn't die, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Even for fucking idiot. Even though she wasn't, I would, you know, she's the Harvey Dent, I guess, of the.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, they gotta do a female Two-Face. That'd be interesting.
That would be cool.
I'd be okay with that.
Everyone would be fucking upset.
I'd be okay with that. I don't give a fuck.
I don't hold Two-Face, that character, or like Batman characters, too close to my heart.
Same.
You know, they've already done some weird shit in the Gotham show. Everyone was fine with that, but if you, that's gonna really piss off some fans. So
yeah,
you know. But if it's like, I know I'm a hypocrite when I say that, because it's like if they did some shit like that in Star Wars, if they made Luke, I don't know. For example, he tried to kill his nephew for no reason. I mean, I don't know. I would be pretty upset about that.
Okay, fair. All right. And so Batman comes in pretty dope through the roof, like explosions on the roof, and he just comes down. Mm-hmm. That was pretty dope. And then he starts fighting, and everything gets shot point blank with a shotgun. He's hanging on the ledge of the video board or whatever, and then Catwoman comes in and saves his life from getting shot in the face.
Right, I saw that coming because they set that up. You know, Deus Ex Machina. That happens a lot in movies. They just really figure out a different way of doing that.
Yeah,
but
it is what it is. And then he's like heaving. He's like,
yeah, he got the wind knocked out of him, man.
Yeah, he got hit hard.
Yeah.
And then she gets attacked, and you know, whatever. And then everything comes to a halt where the water starts coming into the stadium or the garden, I guess.
Right. And then like we have a rare scene of after they dispatch of all the bad guys, right? We get a rare scene that I don't think I've ever seen. I might be wrong.
You haven't seen it before.
I haven't seen that in a Batman movie though.
Yeah.
I've seen it in like a Spider-Man movie, but he saves innocent civilians.
Yes.
And a lot of, like in Dark Knight, we see him fail to do that.
See, I hated that scene.
Oh, you did?
Not him saving the people. That was fine. They should have all been dead though, because when you can see all the electric shit flying when the stage comes crashing down. They should have all been electrocuted and they should be dead. Yeah. Just saying. That bothered me a lot. I'm like, there's no way they're all alive. And my God, they're all alive. And the mayor who was shot doesn't even look like she gets shot, and she's just like walking like normal.
It's she's fine. It's whatever.
Bothered me so much, that third act.
I'm not a fan of that either. It's just like everyone has plot armor. You know, like you didn't like the bit where he like jumped on the electric wire.
Yeah, but then you explained that to me as well, though, and I kind of can forgive that a little more than the other thing.
Yeah,
the stage collapsing.
It
all
is
the speakers and everything, like they're dead. They are dead.
Yeah, but you know, seeing Batman actually be a hero.
Yes, that is. Yeah.
You know, just a regular, because he acted as a regular person in that moment. And I think that's what's relatable about him, even though he isn't. He's kind of the farthest away from being relatable. Yeah. Then
his inner monologue also started saying like, "This took a turn that I wasn't expecting. He's a hero." That's cool to see. Like, yeah, we haven't really gotten to see that live action him as a hero besides in Dawn of Justice, but when he saves the little girl,
right? Yeah, exactly. That was a good. Yeah. That was a good scene where he went into the rubble. Everyone's running out. Like, he's a true hero. You know. Good on you, Zack Snyder.
See, he does have some good stuff, but like, we're not gonna get into that. We don't have time for that. But what's your favorite scene in this movie?
Favorite scene
to end it on.
We actually haven't talked about it yet.
Oh.
My favorite scene was the Coulson. What's his name? Coulson.
Yeah.
The funeral scene, basically, where the car comes crashing into the vigil, and he's like a hostage situation, and he's got like the bomb around his neck, and he's got the phone taped to his hand. He's like, I'm here to deliver a message and stuff, and they have like a FaceTime talk. This is the first time that they're actually talking to each other, the Riddler and the Batman, and I just love like when the villain and the hero like talk to each other. You know what I mean? It's just really cool, and we get. I mean, it was later like kind of undermined a little bit because the reveal was kind of anticlimactic. But he's like, I'd rather die than reveal. Or Coulson says, I'd rather die than reveal who the rat is. It's like my family, and stuff. It's like, oh, this guy must be pretty badass. It's just Falcone.
Yeah.
See, but yeah, that is my favorite scene. Seems exciting.
Mine's the other one when he's face to face with Riddler, the interrogation scene. That scene is just so well written, so well acted. Chef's kiss.
Yeah.
That's
Paul Dano acts the crap out of that scene.
Mm-hmm. So that's, I think, unless you have anything else you want to add to this, I think I'm pretty set with this.
I'm ready to give this a grade. I think I've talked about. Oh well, another thing. I always have one more thing. I again with my gripes with Solo, not my gropes. Solo was really dark, and I could not see anything that was going on. This movie was super dark, physically dark. There's a lot of times I couldn't see people.
I agree. Most of the movie was shot, and I will give it that.
Yeah.
Some scenes were shot better than others. Like some were too dark. Mm-hmm. I agree.
Yeah, especially like all the ones in Riddler's apartment. I couldn't really see what's going on. He like the one where it caught me off guard was he grabbed like his detachable like bat thing. I'm like, where did that come from? Like he must have put it down somewhere when I didn't see it because it was so fucking dark.
I didn't see that either.
So yeah, I mean, just cinematographers. I understand HDR is a new technology, and you want to because I understand how it works. They shoot in log, which basically is they flatten the image where there's gray. It's all gray and washed out and stuff. So where in post you can you move the contrast up a lot to make it really in depth. Have like the black's really black and then the white's highlights really good, and some people just leave it really flat because it's because they can, and it looks it's a aesthetic, it's a certain aesthetic that they want, and Bradford Young utilized that in Solo. I hated it, and they tend to underexpose their footage, and I don't like it.
Yeah, I think it was a little inconsistent in spots in this movie with that. So
yeah,
it's artistic choice. We can just chalk it up
it's
to
a
that.
Thing, and I get it, and I disagree with it.
Yeah,
it's my new slogan.
No, I agree. I don't like it either. It was very dark.
Yeah,
not as dark as Solo, but it was very dark. So what do you give the Batman?
I give the Batman. Ugh.
Don't start with ugh.
Well, no, because it's like I don't want to Phantom Menace it, I really want to get.
You don't want Halloween Kills.
I don't want Halloween Kills it, I want to give this an accurate grade. So what I'm gonna say is gonna give it slightly lower than what I think. I think right now I'm feeling it's like a 92, but I'm gonna give it like an 88.
That's high.
I know. Should I go lower?
No, that's your choice. Why do you?
I really liked it. I liked the how everyone. It's a very adult story, and save for like the Catwoman thing, but that's my personal choice or that's my personal opinion. Save for the fact that the whole understanding how Falcone owns the corruption in Gotham is a little wonky to me. I don't quite understand it. They could have done a better job explaining that. But yeah, I think this is one of the better portrayals of Batman that we've gotten. Riddler is a very formidable villain. I like how he's written. I like his whole kind of thing. He feels really smart and like really diabolical throughout the movie. And a hero is only as good as the villain, right?
Yeah.
So, that's why I think it's just really good. And the side characters, like you said, the Rogues Gallery's great. Not phenomenal. I was going to say phenomenal, but it's great. So yeah, 88.
I get an 83. I want to stress this movie was very good, but it's very long. A lot of stretched out scenes. They could have cut them down.
Right.
The aesthetic, hit and miss in spots. The writing, on point. Loved the writing in this movie. The acting, pretty well rounded. Paul Dano, best actor in the movie. Paul Dano, holy shit. And Robert Pattinson as Batman, fantastic. Not anywhere on the level of Christian Bale yet, but it's only his first movie.
I think he's rivaling Christian Bale.
I don't think he's there yet. I am all for the throat cancer, but
I'm gonna put that on your tombstone. He was all for the throat cancer.
The car chase, awesome. When there was action in this movie, it was well done, except for the finale. I didn't like the third act, obviously. Or I liked some of the third act, but I didn't like the final battle.
It wasn't exciting as other parts of the movie.
Yeah, exactly. And it goes to show, like, part of the movie is forgettable, though. Like, the first half, I don't remember what the hell happened. And, like, it was the murders and stuff like that. But
I think that's the more interesting part of the movie.
It was. I just didn't remember because there was so much else that happened in the movie after that.
Yeah.
So, like, it gets lost in the shuffle.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. So, it's just kind of some... Yeah, whatever. I don't know where I was going with that.
Yeah.
Some yeah. But yeah, so 83 for me.
All right, cool.
Yeah. We are Seen It Before. You can find us on Instagram, TikTok, and now YouTube with the handle at Seen It Beforecast.
Well, we're just Seen It Before on YouTube channel.
Yeah.
On the YouTube channel.
That's why I looked at you.
You're like,
Yeah, so I'm Dan. Yeah, and I'm Dan. Yeah, I'll just go with that.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm Danny. You can find me on Instagram at Danny_Was, my letterbox, which is at DJ Was, or my YouTube channel, which is Danny Was. I post a lot more, but I haven't at the same time. Weird. Hard to explain. But pay attention.
You're hard to explain.
Yeah, I know. Yes, that is a very true statement. Pay attention to the socials for upcoming movies. Where we do teases on Fridays. We post on Sunday. Sometimes you'll get a surprise like this one, where we'll get we do a new movie that's out in theaters.
Yeah, and starting in April now, we will be doing full-time YouTube videos as well. So to go along with our normal podcasts. So be on the lookout for that. That page is gonna start getting a few more videos here and there.
Yeah.
Like and subscribe, as everyone else says. So until then, see you next time. It's been an honor.